We're down here at Dallus Creek. We're gonna walk a little nature trail. When you pull in, it's over to the right. See if maybe we can see some more shorebirds or coastal birds. Very pretty area. Should be a lot of wildlife moving around. It's about 10:30. This little trail just runs right along the creek in the salt marsh. I've never walked this, didn't even realize this trail was here. Me and Miss Traveler come down one day, happened to notice the sign. So, me and Swamp Princess, we're gonna travel on down it and see.
That's how long that trail is.
This gentle 30-minute walk winds just over a mile through restored longleaf pine flatwoods, beginning here along the shore of tidally influenced Dallus Creek. Relax on rustic benches and watch for wildflowers, wiregrass, and wild holes. Says there is. See that dead tree right there? We want to get on past that quick as we can.
Yeah, we need to get past that one first.
Definitely got some bloom flowers, so we should see some butterflies. At various points, you can see the marsh and the creek out to the side. Right this way is all pines, palmettos, blackjacks. Low spot here. A little wet. Not too bad though.
I need to go for snake hunting.
I would imagine on what low tide that'd be a good little area there to see some egrets and herons. I can hear fish jumping. They do have yellow marks on the trees to mark the trail path. Pretty easy trail to follow so far. See a birdhouse right through there on the pole. See the birdhouse, Brooklyn?
Yes, sorry, sir.
See the yellow mark on that tree?
Yes, sir.
That's marking our trail. Open pines. A lot of dead pines through here. That's what I thought was a birdhouse actually. It's a bat house, a small bat house. Plenty of flowers still in bloom along the way. Come here and let Papa go first so I can look for snakes.
But you get ahead of me.
It's a close up of that smaller bat house. Got a sign here telling us this is a good spot to spot with a pair of binoculars. Comes right out on the edge of the old marsh grass. You probably could if you sit here with a pair of binoculars. Probably could see some different birds and wildlife. But the creek is just right across right there. Yeah, and now we're easing around through the sparse pines. A lot of these pines are dead. Not sure if that's from flooding of the salt water or what caused that. See our yellow mark? Looking like the trail's gonna run up here and loop back. I believe at some point we should come back out of the pines onto the marsh, but I could be wrong. Just to give you an idea, at Dallus Creek, we parked straight across there and walked down the creek. That bat house is right through there, and then made the loop to right here. Now we're just easing down through the sparse pines and palmettos. Don't look like this end is used as much. I'm assuming the other end have been used. People slipping down there fishing. Just kind of give you a pan around what we're standing in. Not seeing as many birds as I had expected. One thing too to remember about this area, we are right off of Dallus Creek. I mean, you can see the creek even through the pines in the marshlands. So anytime we get tidal surges or storms coming in, this area here would flood. This area was used heavily during the Civil War. And later, we're going to be doing some walking in an area right next to this called Tide Swamp. A lot of butterflies out today. But we're going to be in Tide Swamp hunting some more of them large cypress stumps. We might even come across some old large cypress trees in there. A lot of logging history in that area, like we had seen the other day. If you watch that video where we were hunting an airplane. And although most of this area lately has been protected as management area, back in the day it was heavily logged. As well as the marking on the trees every so often, they have these story poles that show you that you're still on the trail, so that helps. Which out here in this area ain't much mistaken. You get off the trail, you'll know it because it'll be thick. We're now getting a little deeper into some heavier growth. A lot more palmettos in this area here. Getting a little more into the edge of the woodlands. Of course, every now and then you come to a story pole that's been broke off or destroyed. Oh, we got a bridge here over a little creek. Check that out. That's gonna be the best way to get across it. Might bring Seth back with me. Let's walk this creek and see where it goes. It don't look like it's flowing though. A lot of butterflies out today. Once again, it appears the trail shifts and splits. It may just be a circle. I see a stump down. We're gonna go to the left. No hole there. Look over there, you can see where one's turned over by its roots.
Snake?
No, tree. Is that big old hole right there? Don't know what that's from. See some other kind of sign up here. Slip up here and see what it says. Well, that's a nice little shady spot under these blackjacks. See some yellow paint over
It's like
there.
the end of the trail.
See what this says. Scenic view, 0.1 miles. Trailhead, 0.6 miles. So we're going to take the left to the scenic view and see what we see. Well, there must be thousands of dragonflies that were flying around that marsh. Not sure if they show up on here or not, but they're all across it. Eating them mosquito larvae, I guess. Let's ease here to the left. Today, we're just staying on the trail. At a point in the future, me and Seth will come back and hike off the trail. See what we can find in these woods. Been a lot of burning over the years down here. Controlled type burning. As you can see from the evidence of that turned over tree stump. A piece of driftwood of some sort. Probably pushed up in here by a storm. And over here on the opposite side, we have another one. We should be heading back toward the creek. So we headed down here to see what the scenic view is. Hoping it's going to be a view of the creek. Imagine what we're going to find when we come back with Seth down here. There's a lot of driftwood and things pushed up. What is it? It was a bush, baby. You scared the hell out of Papa. Boy, I had to sit down a minute and take a break and let my heart slow down, Brooklyn. You scared the hell out of Papa. This ain't dangerous. You've been through worse than this with Papa. You scared me to death, girl. I'm starting to hear a few birds. I think we're getting to the scenic point. I see a bench. We may sit down here a minute and see if we can see any birds.
Yeah, you scared
And it buzzes a hope right over the creek.
tree.
Let's just ease up here and sit down and see if we see any birds come in.
I think we're at the end of the trail.
I need a break after Brooklyn scared me. All right, let's be quiet. Maybe some birds come in and land. We're coming back up to the trailhead here. So we're back at our sign here. Where we went left for the scenic view. Right says trailhead. So we're going to take the right. Even though the animals don't seem to be real active today. Okay. There's a lot of scenic view in this area. A lot of salt marshes. Marsh grass. Blackjacks. This trailhead here, or this trail here, it says trailhead. Looks like it's just circling us around this marsh. We're going to ease along it and see. With all the flowers in bloom and plants, this would be an awesome spot for butterflies, and we are seeing quite a few through here as we go. Several butterflies right here off the trail fluttering. Starting to notice a few rocks too. And they have some fossils in them. You see the different shell formation. You can see the different shell formations in them. We're coming up on another sign telling us for the trailhead to go right. So we're going to go to the right now. We should be coming back up here to the park area shortly.
This is where you can find the snake then.
Yep, very good possibility. You can see the history of wildlife management burns all over these woods. I think what it's going to do is loop us right back into the old trail. If you remember, there was a spot where we come to earlier, way earlier, where the trail split and we went left and never came back to the right. I believe that's what this is going to loop us back into. I showed you that little flat area out there. We had walked on the other side of that, and the trail just loops around. There in the middle of that grassland I showed you, there's a bog. It's a old salt bog. Looks like another one of their story poles. Turned over there on the ground. But luckily, we had these painted trees to guide us. Here's another story pole. I don't know, this looks like the fiberglass coming apart. I don't know what would cause that in these story poles. No, that's fiberglass. Don't get that on your stick, it'll make you itch. Stand the blackjack. I love them little stands like that where it gives you a little shade. Yeah, that's exactly what this thing did. It looped us back into our same trail. If you remember, when we come in over there a while ago, I pointed out this overturned stump right here to you from the other side. Right up here is going to be the point where the trail had split. There'll be another trail going to the right. Because we come on the other side is where the trail split and we went to the left.
Yeah,
The-
son. Where we are now.
The wooden bridge we crossed is right here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the bridge that we went over.
So it's going to take you out the same way it brought you in. So after completing the trail, kind of my outtake is, sign says 30 minutes. Even if you walked through here and didn't look at nothing, you couldn't do this trail in 30 minutes. You could do it in about 45 minutes to an hour just making the walk through. If you really want to stop and look and see what you can see and look for some birds and wildlife, I would say an hour and a half to 2 hours is what you should set aside for this trail. I appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you at the next place.